please welcome PCI Security Standards Council Executive Director, Lance Johnson.
Yeah, this is much better connection. Thank you for all being here in person. And for those who are on the streaming on the web, thank you for joining us. We miss you. Hope we can see you in the future, and we're glad that you're with us today. Wow. This is exactly what the community meeting is about. Welcome to the 2022 PCI Security Council Community Meeting. This week is about you. This week is about us getting connected again. This week is about all of the things that we are as a community. We truly have a lot of information that we want to share, but more importantly, this week is about listening to you, talking to you, having a coffee with a bunch of people that you may not have seen in 3 years. Think about that. 3 years. When I was coming up here, I started thinking, wow, this will be the first time we've been in a group like this since Vancouver. And a lot really has happened. The industry has changed. We have changed. But it's nice that we're back together again. So, thank you. But a lot has changed. You know, if I stood up here and talked to you and didn't actually call out how much has happened in the last 3 years, a lot of it just things that we would never have expected to happen. You know, you think back to Vancouver, for those of you who were there, or at any point in that time, who would have even known what social distancing is? And when you talk about wearing a mask, for me, that was always about Halloween or on TV watching somebody do as a bank robber, that. And now they're just part of our vernacular. But this is a new start. This is a new day for all of us. And we have some exciting news to share with you. We hope you have opportunities to spend some time going to all of the events that we have set up for the next 2 days. Talk to friends, learn some stuff, teach us stuff, because that's what it's really about in my mind, and maybe have a little bit of fun. We're really looking at this as being a fresh start, a new beginning. And it's appropriate that we're doing that here in Toronto, because guess what? 15 years ago, we had the very first community meeting about 5 blocks away. At that time, we had about a couple hundred people. Now, we have 10 times that number just here. And our PO structure is 20 times bigger than we ever expected it to be. It really demonstrates the resilience, the strength, the collaboration of this community, of you, because you are the council. You've driven everything that has happened with us. Over the years, those 15 years, you really do have to look at what we've become. We started with a small organization with a few things that we were focused on. A couple hundred of you participating with us to help us make it better, work on it better. But in the 15, 16 years since then, a lot has continued to change. Change is natural. It's part of the evolutionary stature of our industry. Threats. All of the things that we've had to deal with, from new threats to new technologies which introduce new opportunities, and learning about the threats that are there. And all of what we've had to do, learning from you, to help you address that. Community, you. Without a doubt, the strength of the council is you. What makes our effort work, what makes our activities worthwhile, is our work, our collaboration, and our learning from you, taking direction from you. That community back in 2005 and 2006 was narrower, a little more contained, a little smaller. In those intervening 15, 16 years, it's just expanded dramatically. It's become an entirely new environment. Look at the colleagues that you're talking to on a day in, day out basis. Think of the technologies that you're dealing with. The community itself has expanded, and the council has expanded along with it. We've grown, we've adapted, because you asked us to. Or, in some cases, you told us we needed to. And of course, it would be silly of me not to call out the big elephant in the room, which is the pandemic, and what that forced on change. Jokes aside, it was challenging the last 2 years to do a lot of what we did. We had to look at doing things in a new way. We had to learn how to do things differently. We had to adopt new tools. Some of those tools have turned out to be extremely valuable, and all of those lessons have created the new council. One of those tools is really represented here. This may feel a little bit like it did before, but the very fact that we have a significant portion of our community, thank you for joining us, streaming from your desktop, from your couch, wherever it is that you are today. Thank you, because that's a key element of what makes the council today. Not just our ability to communicate and provide information, but our ability to communicate, have dialogue, learn, and address those challenges. All of that has been fundamental to what has made the council what it is today. Council started very small with a very narrow set of objectives, and now has continued to grow and expand. And that's due to the questions and the requests that you've made. And we're now at a point in this new start, this first face-to-face meeting in several years, of talking about how we need to go into the future. What are those things that we need to do to adapt to where we're going? We're pretty good at where we are, and we're really good at looking back and how we've grown. But how do we go forward? How do we actually make sure that we don't lose any of the momentum and initiative of addressing those changes that we know are on the horizon? Those that we already see, those that you see and we're going to learn from you, and those that are just over the edge, that we can't quite see yet, but will be there. And the way we do that, the way the council works, what we rely on is back to you. You are the council. You are our strength. You are our voice. You are our eyes, our ears, and our teachers. What makes us strong is you. And what will make us strong in the future is more of you. And I mean that for everyone in the room, everyone watching from wherever you happen to be, you leaning into helping us make this better. You leaning in to help us do those things that you need us to do. And I'm really excited what that means for the council, because it means the council is still able to meet your needs, still able to achieve our mission of protecting payment data. It's all about working with you, learning from you, and having your voice as part of the discussion of what the council is. And to that, one of the major announcements that I really want to make, and I'm excited about because we've been working on it for a while, we've heard it from you, is we're changing some of the aspects of the company. As a council, we have focused on, over the years, expansion. We talked about how many new stakeholders, new technologies. We've talked about how we have learned what is important to you and how we've addressed it. We've learned about how to take your information and translate it into something which can be adapted and adopted for everybody. It's about expansion, inclusiveness, and transparency of what we do. One of the key areas of the foundation of our success is our participating organizations. Now, if you look at the history of most of the major decisions the council has made, most of the major efforts the council has done, and what we're trying to do, it really has come down to what you as POs have given us. And our PO structure has been very effective. Over the years, it's been wonderfully valuable, and it has grown to meet our needs. But now we're at a point that looking at that future, what do we need to do? So we're going to change our PO structure. Really, what does that mean? It means that we're going to embrace more input, more dialogue, more active participation by you, including new entities coming in, inviting people who haven't been part of it before. This is about more embracing, expanding. Today, and historically, we've had a single category of POs. It's worked extraordinarily well. Going into the future, that's probably not enough. We need to recognize there are different needs. So we're going to continue what we do well, keep the strength of what we have today, because we don't want to mess up something that really works, and this really works. But maybe add a few additional things to it. A lot of you over the years have come and said, I want to do more. I want to be more involved. I want to have more discussion with you on the issues that I see or on the challenges that I know are coming into the industry. You're the people who see those things just peeking up over the horizon and are saying, you better be looking at this. We want to have more say. We want to see you address this before it becomes an issue for us. For those organizations who are willing to take that step forward, we're going to embrace it, and we're going to set up a new category of principal participating organization. Principal participating organization will have those opportunities for additional access, more discussion with us, teaching us more, directing us more, helping us understand the real challenges in the industry. It's going to be a significant step up for all of us because we're going to get the benefit of your collective knowledge. Now, for anyone who doesn't want to take that next step forward, nothing changes because you are the strength of what this community is. You are what has built this environment with a focus on payment security. There won't be any changes, except you won't be called only a participating organization. You'll be called an associate participating. But no other changes, except maybe a few additional opportunities to talk to us, a few additional opportunities to have input with what we do. You getting a theme here? We're going to be listening to you more. We're going to be drawing more of you in. We want more of you at the table. And then the last new category is still more. It's the individual participant. One of the areas that we have recognized that we sometimes miss are those individuals who don't really fit into a PO structure. They're an academic, or they're an expert, or they're an individual who's interested. They have had few opportunities to come into the room with us. Now, I know for a fact, over the years, you've done an outstanding job in making sure those individuals have the information, and you're learning from them and passing that on to us. We're going to still do that, but here what we have is a specific opportunity for them to be in the room with us. So we're going to be introducing an individual participant. This is going to be fundamentally changing for how we address your needs. More people, more voices, more discussion, more output, better output. As we're talking about this, though, it also means we're going to be putting more challenges on what we hope to get. how we expect to use you. And rather than having me walk through that, I think we have a little bit of a better way of explaining what we expect to be coming.
Since our inception in 2006, being able to adapt to change has been a key theme for the PCI Security Standards Council. When threat landscapes changed, we adapted. When the payment ecosystem changed, we adapted. When a pandemic happened, we adapted. And while our mission remains the same and industry needs continue to grow, the way we work with our community continues to evolve and change. We must become more, offer more, provide more to help secure payment data in an ever-changing ecosystem. As we position ourselves for the future, and in recognition of market changes, the Council has adapted its governance structure to create a new participation program. This new program includes 3 levels: principal, associate, and individual. As a principal participating organization, you will have the opportunity for more input, more collaboration, more interaction on both a tactical and strategic level. Associate participating organizations will have more opportunities to interact, more influence, more occasions to get involved. And with the new individual participant level, there will be more community expertise at the table, more access to resources, more collaboration opportunities. This new structure also provides a broader level of participation on the PCI SSE Board of Advisors. With more representation, more seats at the table, and more input, there hasn't been a time more perfect than now to get involved. Become a member of our expanded community today.
Much better than what I could have done. I hope it explains what we're trying to do. It is about more. It's about more people at the table. It's about more discussion. It is about more dialogue. And it's about more participation, because that's what makes us strong. It is all about who we are as a community, who you've made us, because we just reflect that. Now, also, over the last several years, we've seen the need to continue to reach out and provide that information. The last 2 years, if anything, has taught us that we can't just remain static. We have to continue not only thinking about what you need and how to get you engaged, but how to give you more of what you've asked us for. Now, part of that relies on you giving us information, but a big chunk of it is about how are we providing that back to you? This is a great opportunity, but this only happens a couple times a year in different places. The place that you constantly go to are the resources which we provide in different forms. And where we have put a lot of effort recently is to make sure we are meeting your needs, that we are addressing the core asks, that you continue to come to us and say, more of this, better references. So what we have done recently is we've changed much of how we interact with you. Our website, I hope you have all seen it. It is the window into everything the council does. It's the resource that we actually rely on heavily for you to have that instant access to the resources, the standards, any sort of FAQs, all of that. It was looking a little dated, and it was a little tough to get some of the information. So we rethought how it looked, but more importantly, we rethought how it worked. So we've just released a major update to it that hopefully makes it that much easier for you to get what you need. And not just be, oh, I need to go to the website and I need to get this. It's like, let me check what's going on the website. Changing how you use it. Engaging more of what you need from us in a more simplified and easy to access way. And carrying on with that particular thought, we've just done something. We've come into the 21st century. We've done a mobile application. Yay! We're a little late to the game. I'd like to say we waited to do it the best, but we're still working on it. But it is intended to be that companion to our website. It's designed around how people consume information now. Simpler, structured differently, driven by the website, a companion to the website, but much easier to reference. So you don't have to try and pull up your laptop or open up your screen and try to read the web version of it. You can actually go and see how it's been customized to you. We're still working on it. And we love your input on how well it works and what we could do to make it better. But it's that type of forward working to provide to you the tools that you want, that you need. And there are some facilities around that I hope you take advantage of. And if you have any questions, there are a number of people we can answer questions today. Something new is our global content library. How many of you have left one of these or one of our webinars or something and said, wow, I'd really like to be able to see that again? What did that person say? Not me. Most of the people will say, okay, yeah, I heard what Lane said. But some of the discussions we have are incredibly insightful and important. They provide tremendous insight and information on how things work. Historically, a lot of that has been one and done. The event's over. Thank you very much. That information is, I hope you took good notes. Information and some of the presentations, but now we're taking all of that information. We're going to re-encapsulate it and put it in a permanently accessible library for you. So if you want to see me up here in 6 months, you can come back and look at me. Maybe some of my family might. But if you want to see that critical discussion on cryptography that happened at the CM, or containerization, or more importantly, what are those key elements about DSS with 321 to 4, and how did it change? What did she say? You can go look it up. That will be available later this year, and it's freely available to all the POs. It's intended to be more resource, more availability. And it's not just us. It's all of the people we work with who are providing content that we present to you. And then one of the issues that we continue to hear has been driven, along with many of these other areas, with is the workforce issues that you're dealing with. One of the questions that I keep hearing is, where can I go to find qualified people who understand payments or are at least interested from a security standpoint in payments? I see several of you now nodding your head. We didn't know how to address this, so several of you got together and told us how to address it, which is how this should work. We're going to be doing a workforce initiative. It has a couple of different components, including a job board and a couple of other things. But rather than me tell you about it, let's get somebody else who might be a little better at talking about it.
In 60 seconds, I've just hacked deep into Gigantocorp. Hundreds of thousands of customer payment records will be mine. All mine. Am I a genius? Or what? What the?
Did you really think I wouldn't anticipate your pathetic little attack, Hackman?
Cyberwoman. But how did you?
Staying one step ahead of bad actors like you is what I do every day. It's challenging, it's dynamic. Some might say it's heroic. Become a payment cybersecurity professional, and you too can spend your days protecting the information and assets of thousands or even millions of people. Check out the PCI SSC job board to explore the various career opportunities.
Tights and cape not required.
Much better than what I could have done. It shows you how we're trying to meet your needs. It explains simply how people can be involved. And that's what this is all about. It's about us evolving so that you can be more involved. You can be at the table, have more discussion, explain to us where the challenges are, where the needs are, and where the opportunities are. Tell us where the work needs to be done, and then roll up your sleeves and help us do it. That's what this reset, this Council 2.0, is really about. It's about more of you driving the needs of the solutions to the needs of the industry. And with that, I'm going to leave you with, please take advantage of the next 2 days. It's a lot of content, but more importantly, there are a lot of people here. Reacquaint yourself with your colleagues. Have that dialogue you haven't had face-to-face in a while. Enjoy it. Look me up. Look anybody from the council up. We've been starved for face-to-face conversations for a long time. Please, take advantage of this, because this is all about you. And thank you.